Mayor, would you like to begin?
Yes, please.
Good evening. This is the meeting of the Borough of Highlands Mayor and Council regular meeting on Wednesday, September 4th, 2024. The notice requirements provided for in the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied. Notice of this meeting was properly given by transmission to the Asbury Park Press and the Two River Times and by posting at the Borough of Highlands Municipal Building and filing with Borough Clerk all on January 1st, 2024. Items listed on the agenda are subject to change. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I will now do roll call. Councilmember Cervantes. Councilmember Gilat.
Here.
Councilor Melnick. Council President Olszewski.
Here.
Mayor Bruin.
Here.
First, we have approval of minutes, August 21st, 2024 meeting minutes.
I'll offer it. I'll second.
Councilmember Cervantes, absent. Councilmember Gilat.
Yes.
Councilor Melnick, absent. Council President Olszewski.
Yes.
Mayor Bruin.
Yes.
Motion carries to approve August 21st, 2024 meeting minutes. Next, we have August 21st, 2024 executive session minutes.
I'll offer. I'll second.
Councilmember Gilat.
Yes.
Councilor President Olszewski.
Yes.
Mayor Bruin.
Abstain.
Motion carries to approve August 21st, 2024 executive session minutes. Next, we have public hearing on proposed ordinance O2414, amending Chapter 11, Uniform Fire Code, Section 11-4, Organization, Section 11-7, Non-Life Hazard Uses, Section 11-8, Smoke Detector Inspection Fees, Section 11-9, Permit Fee.
Are there any comments from the table here regarding these ordinances? I will open up public hearing on this updating of our borough code. Any questions? No? Okay. I'll close the public hearing, and I will offer this ordinance. I'll second.
Councilmember Gilat.
Yes.
Council President Olszewski.
Yes.
Mayor Bruin.
Yes.
Motion carries O2414 pass on second and final reading. Next, we have introduction of proposed ordinance O2416, amending Chapter 4, Licensing General, Section 4-14, Short-Term Rentals, Section 4-14.4, Short-Term Rentals Permit Registration Fee Application and Certificate of Occupancy, Section 4-14.5, Application Process for Short-Term Rental Permit and Inspections.
Again, any questions? What this basically did was it changed, instead of having 4 inspections per year, upon speaking with the construction official, he said that 1 is enough, not to have 4, and then we just had 1 fee instead of having a schedule of 2 different fees, just to simplify the process for staff. So with no questions, I will offer that. I'll second.
Councilmember Gilat.
Yes.
Council President Olszewski.
Yes.
Mayor Bruin.
Yes.
Motion carries to pass O2416 on first reading with a public hearing to be held on September 18th. Next, we have consent agenda. Mayor, would you like me to read the resolutions by title?
Yes, please.
R24-159, authorizing payment of bills. R24-160, authorizing the award of a non-fair and open contract for professional engineering services in connection with the Phase 2 sanitary sewer improvements project.
I will offer. I'll second.
Councilman Gilat.
Yes.
Council President Olszewski.
Yes.
Mayor Bruin.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt resolutions R24-159 through R24-160. Next, we have Mayor's report.
My report for August. First off, we're pleased to release our new website address is now shortened to www.highlandsnj.gov. There's been a lot of movement about having all municipal entities as well as counties and states to have a .gov address, so now we're live with it. In school news, there will be a non-binding ballot referendum on November 5th, the general election, on whether to continue regionalization with Seabright. for our emergency services. Called answered by the first aid squad for the month of August were 45, fire department 34, and police department 963. For code enforcement, we had 5 summons, 4 warnings, 15 reports, 31 inspections, 20 permits, and 11 OPA requests answered. The building department was very busy in August. They had 100 inspections. Of those, 72 passed, 9 failed, 19 not ready, and 21 building permits were issued. Grants so far that we won in 2024 is $201,954, and that includes a grant that we just got last week, and that is the planning grant to upgrade the James T. White clam plant. So we're very excited about that. Borough events, as always, check the recreation page on the borough website and highlandsnj.com for event information. Also, as a public question, there is going to be a non-binding referendum on the ballot for the Army Corps of Engineers study. Going into current projects, very pleased to report that as of today, the Linden Avenue new curbs and sidewalks were completed. The North Street valve, I'll defer to our engineer as to where we are in that place for the Morpo valve for North Street.
I believe we were waiting until Pat came back to give authorization to coordinate that.
Okay.
He's back, I should have it at the next meeting.
Okay.
Sit down one more time.
So we'll have another update at the next meeting. The sanitary sewer project, completed in August were the sidewalk replacement of Central and Beach. Planned so far for September is the replacement of Ocean, curbs and sidewalks, and then finally to pave Central, Beach, and Ocean. And the county is going to pave Linden from the top of Linden and 36 to the circle on Bay Avenue. They estimated it will take about 3 to 4 days to complete, and they will do all the work at night, so as not to interfere with the school, the ferry, and everyday life. Jones Creek dredging, we're hoping to get something done in September for that. And the updates to Veterans Park, we are expecting in September the delivery of solar lighting and solar picnic tables. We are awaiting grant awards for Frank Hall Park, and we are working on the final plans to go out to bid for Portland Road, to also go out to bid for the other side, the Seadrift side of Marine Place. We're looking to finalize plans for also the Shore Drive pedestrian improvements, which are sidewalks from Waterwitch to Willow. Then for parks, also doing some survey and concept plans in the works for creating Overlook Park, which is a little grassy, empty area on Route 36. For updating Frank Hall Park, we already sent in a grant request to Monmouth County Open Space in July, and we're hoping to hear back in October. Last meeting, we approved for our engineers to have a look at Washington Ave so we can finally mill and pave Washington Ave from Marine Place to Chertoff Place. And as I said, that asset activation for the clam plant, that's just upgrades for the clam plant, and to possibly make it more of a historic museum-like quality, where it's in a separate area than where the clammers are working and where the retail and wholesale operations take place. So that's all. Yeah, it's an interesting idea. The planning grants for $50,000, so that would offset a great chunk of what the cost would be for the planner. These updates are nothing really to update on the resiliency projects. Everything's in some area of permitting, and also environmental assessments for the large brick study, not study, but project. And we continue to work with FEMA 2 to get our entrance into the first phase of CRS, which was the community rating system, which would lower flood insurance. And that's all I have.
I did both months at the last meeting, so I don't really have a report for tonight, but I will
Okay.
have one for next.
Does anyone else have anything they would like to report on?
I would just add that I think doing stuff like that with the plant plant, it so verifies what this town was, what kept it going,
And what it continues to
and
be?
what it continues to be. I don't think, I had the chance, you of course have been there and knew it, but to go to the plant and talk to these people and hear what goes on every day. 100,000 plans a day go through that plant. And it was eye-opening. I so much enjoyed it, and the thought that it could have some museum quality stuff going on that merits,
Sure.
is right, would be great.
Absolutely.
Was that one of the first industries in Highlands itself, was clamming?
Sure.
Yeah, so no, I think it's great to see.
Somewhere in the history stuff that I was doing last year on Huddy, I kept going back, digging into the history of Highlands. And it was the Indians, I believe, who taught them about the clans, but then somebody who came from someone else explained, you can go deeper into water for clams. The
Yeah.
idea of going out with some device was amazing. It changed everything. So,
The birth of the clam rake.
Yeah. And I see those clammers go out every single day from my house.
Sure do.
You know, snow, wind, sleet, hail, they're going. I'm impressed by that work ethic. That's wonderful.
Absolutely. Well, with nothing further to add, we have the public portion statement.
Individuals wishing to address the council shall be recognized by the presiding officer and shall give their name, address, and the group, if any, they represent. Although the council encourages public participation, it reserves the right, through its presiding officer, to terminate remarks to and/or by any individual not in keeping with the conduct of a proper and efficient meeting. If any individual refuses to conduct themselves in a proper manner, they will be removed from the meeting. The council will not, during the public portion of this meeting, discuss matters involving employment, appointment, termination of employment, negotiations, terms and conditions of employment, evaluation of the performance of, promotion, or discipline of any specific or prospective or current employee. There's a three-minute time limit to your comments.
Joseph Doran, 102 Valley Avenue. I believe the first industry in Highlands was bootlegging.
Oh.
I'm not sure.
Well, maybe along with
I think it
the
might.
clamming.
certainly in the 20th century.
Yes.
Yes.
Just briefly, I wanted to thank the mayor and the council and all the other members here who worked on the last town council meeting and started the process moving back to the land use board on the 14-32 North Peak Street project. How close to a resolution we are remains to be seen. Next week we'll determine, I think, quite a bit. Not sure, but we're going to find out. Not that it's pertinent here right now, but I do know that he submitted a modified plan to the land use board with essentially the same two houses, but with two separate septic tanks. I don't know where that's going to go. It's an interesting,
But we haven't seen anything yet.
you're right, you haven't seen it.
We
You
can't
haven't
really
seen
speak
it.
to it.
So, yeah, we can't speak to it, but I'm just brought it up that he has submitted a modified plan. Just thanks again, and the process is now somewhere in the middle innings. And hopefully we'll get a resolution, because it's to nobody's benefit for this thing to just stagnate the way it has.
Mhm.
So, those are my comments for tonight. Thanks again.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My name is Kathleen Kelly. I've been a resident of Highlands for 8 years, and I'm currently residing at 11 Ralph Street. Compliments on the marvelous job that the gentleman did putting the new sidewalks in. That's been pretty amazing to see how quickly and how efficiently they did it. I'm here to request that the curbs on the corner of Ralph and Linden be painted yellow to reiterate and bolster the visual message of the freshly and recently painted sight lines indicating no parking 25 feet from the stop sign to preserve the sight line. Also, I've noticed, I was introduced to the neighborhood by a very lovely person who shook my hand and said, "Welcome to the parking wars." I myself have 2 parking spots on my property, so I don't have any skin in that game.
Okay.
However, I have noticed that there is a parking war. And I just thought in my spare time to survey the neighbors. As it turns out, there are 2 rental income properties on Linden. One is a long-term rental income property that has 2 residents and 3 cars. And one is an Airbnb that sometimes has no need for parking, but sometimes needs 3 spots. And then you have Jay Davis, the former police chief, who has his handicapped assigned spot. Including Mr. Davis's spot, there seems to be a need for 7 spots, possibly assigned to the people who have no parking. I don't know if the people who own the rental income properties need to pay a fee to accommodate that. More importantly, when the road is repaved, people going into town, particularly those that are on a schedule to get a boat that may not be, they have to make it. Because the cars are parked right across from Ralph, even if they're not, even if they're parked a little further down, anticipatorily, the cars are swerving into opposing traffic right in front of Ralph. So it's quite difficult to pull out safely. And a little bit scary, although I'm not easily scared. And I was wondering if perhaps they might consider also painting a white line across from Ralph to move the parking a little further down. It looks like there is room for 7 spaces. And the former chief is on this side of the street, so to the extent that it would help him not to have to cross the racing cars, perhaps his handicap spot, if he's so inclined, could be on Ralph. So, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Mike, can we look into getting a cost for striping?
Yep.
Okay. I know the guys can, DPW can take care of the yellow lines for actually striping of spots.
Mhm.
Okay.
Can I have one question? Do you know what the address is of the Airbnb?
No.
Okay.
I do know that there are 2 houses. One has a long brown wall, and the Airbnb has a white wall.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm seeing no other comments. I will close the public portion. And I will make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned at 7:20. Thank you, everyone.